Hey guys, this is a video about the new Taylor Swift album Lover. So Alex was already in bed, so I was like, I can't film a proper reaction video because I can't play the music loud. It's going to wake him up. I basically had to listen to it with headphones, which actually wasn't a bad thing. Like, this was the first time I've ever done that, where I've listened to an album for the first time with headphones. And it actually was incredible to listen to this album with headphones because you could hear like every little detail in the instruments and the music and pick up like lyrics and little things here and there. Like, you could hear everything. So that was amazing. I was freaking out. I was trying so hard not to scream and wake up Alex because I was just flipping out over this album. So I, made little comments out loud, but I tried to keep it quiet. But I absolutely love this album, Lover. I honestly, Taylor never ceases to amaze me because I always think to myself, like, with every new era, new album, new tour, I always think, like, how could she possibly outdo herself? And she always does. And I honestly think this is her best album yet. Like, I love all her other albums for all different reasons, but honestly, I think this is her best one. And the reasoning that I feel that way is the lyrics are very much similar to how she used to write, I would say maybe like before Reputation. Like, Reputation was great lyrically too, but it wasn't the same lyrically as like her previous albums because they have like really hard-hitting lyrics. This is very similar to that, but also what I really liked is that she really experimented with the sounds on this album. And while it's like a sonically cohesive album, it's also like really different with every song. Like, she used so many new instruments. There was, I don't know, there was saxophone, there was steel drums, and I mean, it was amazing, the whole thing. And I was like warm from the excitement, and I laughed, I cried. There's about 3 songs, I would say about 3 songs, maybe 4 songs on this album that make me either tear up a little bit or flat out sob like a baby. And then there's other ones that make me chuckle, that just make me go, oh, that's so cute. So I'm just gonna go through them track by track, and pick and just talk about like my favorite things about each song. So when I listened to the album for the first time, I popped a big bowl of popcorn. I got my Starbucks cup with some carbonated water, and I was like, yeah, because there was like a misheard lyric on the '89 album of Starbucks Lovers. So I was like, I'm gonna get my Starbucks cup because Starbucks Lovers, like, yeah. So, and I just sat here on the couch and just like, yeah. The song has 18, the album has 18 songs, which is like her longest album ever. So even like after listening it to the first time, I forgot a lot of it. So my second time listening to it was not much different from the first time listening to it. It's like it's so much to process in your first sitting. Your first listening of this album, it's so much to process because it's 18 tracks and there's so much going on. And I feel like she has a lot to say on this album. There's like, all the songs are really wordy, but in a good way. And So it was a lot to take in on the first time. And so when I listened to it the second time, a lot of things I actually like kind of forgot or whatever. So the first song on the album is I Forgot That You Existed. And I absolutely love this song. It's basically about, I feel like some people have likened it to, you know, she could be talking about anyone from exes to people who have wronged her, or, you know, to people like Kim and Kanye. But personally for me, like in my way of relating to the lyrics, it reminds me of like past breakups. So like past relationships I was in before I met Alex. And it's so true that like when you break up with someone, you think like it's going to kill you and you don't know how you're going to live without this person. And then one day you realize that you just forgot they existed. And I absolutely loved it. And so she at one point says, "Am I feelings more than Drake?" And we knew, like, we had seen a pin on her denim jacket a while back in a magazine that had Drake. And so people were like wondering if she was going to collab with Drake, and we weren't really sure we wanted that to happen. So it didn't happen. She just used him in a lyrical reference, which was funny. And then for the chorus, she goes, "It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference." And the way that she sings those lines, and that, but she's like partly singing them and then partly like speaking them, it just made me laugh. And then a couple of times in the song, she actually laughs, and I loved that. Like, I freaked out when she laughed at those parts because it was so funny and so cute. Yeah, and it's just, you know, and it was funny because, like, there was another line that's like, "Got out some popcorn as soon as my rep started going down, down, down." And it was funny because I was eating popcorn. I was like, okay, like, she's referencing popcorn right now, and I'm eating popcorn. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I just really, it was like, you know, I forgot that you existed, and I thought that it would kill me, but it didn't. And it was so nice, so peaceful and quiet. I forgot that you existed. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. And then the part that really killed me, that was really funny, at the end of the song, she goes, "So yeah." And I was just like, what? I thought that was hilarious. So, the next song was Cruel Summer. Oh, and of course, like, the beat of I Forgot That You Existed was really cool. I really liked the beat of it. Cruel Summer, again, it's a smash of a song. I love the musical arrangements on it. All the lyrics are phenomenal. She had been releasing lyrics during the week, and one of the lyrics that was released was "Devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes," which is on this song. So I freaked out when I heard that. I was like, oh, that's the one, like, that she was hinting at. And also earlier that evening, like, I think it was like 5 p.m. Eastern time, she did a YouTube live stream, which was incredible. I loved it. She did a Q&A. She introduced her new line with Stella McCartney, and she showed like behind the scenes of like the photo shoot for the album. And she did a live acoustic performance of The Archer, and I bawled because I love that song so much. I relate to it. And I just was like crying. And I had already had like a very emotional week that week. I was not in a good place emotionally, and I had been crying a lot that week. And so, like, just hearing her do The Archer live, I was like, oh my God. And then she proceeds to announce the release of the music video for Lover. And she proceeds to then say that the music video Lover, the concept for it, was based upon a line from her song "You Are in Love" from the '89 deluxe version. It's like a bonus track on it. And as soon as she said that, I was like, are you kidding me? Because that is literally my favorite song. Riley is like snoring beside me here. It's one of my favorite songs. And then she says which lyric it's based off of. And it's based off you two are dancing in a snow globe round and round. And I just started to bawl right then and there because that's my favorite lyric from my favorite Taylor Swift song. And I was like, shit. Okay, Riley's snoring and dreaming. Oh, did I wake you up? Okay. Sorry. Just, what Taylor Swift video would be complete without cats? So I had posted a picture of me bawling to the music video because the music video came out right after that. And I bawled during like the whole music video. It was so beautiful. And the ending even killed me even more. I was crying. So I posted this picture of me crying to the Taylor Swift. And I said, I'm crying like a baby. And someone told me that I guess someone had heard a leaked version of the album or something. And they said that was a lyric in Cruel Summer. And I was like, whatever, like, I'm not going to believe you until I listen to the album or whatever. Lo and behold, it is a lyric. I'm drunk in the back of the car and cried like a baby coming home from the bar. And I was like, really? So I like that. And I just have to say, the bridge in this song is incredible. And she does this like growly kind of singing part where she says he looks up grinning like a devil, and like she kind of does like this growl thing with her voice that I've never heard her do before when she sings. Like it's almost like very rock, and I was like, no way. I flipped at that part. The next song, of course, is Lover, which we had already heard. It was like released a week before the album, I think it was. And then the video came out like a few hours before the album came out. And I love that song so much. It's so beautiful. The lyrics are beautiful. I love that it says we could leave the Christmas lights up till January. I think I talked about that in one of my other videos, that like Alex and I leave our Christmas decorations up until like late January, February. I think one year it was even March. But anyway, and it's just a beautiful love song, and people are using it as wedding songs already. And it sounds like the bridge in it sounds like wedding vows. I love it. And then the next one was The Man, and the sound for this song was very different for her, and I really liked it. It was really catchy, and the lyrics are basically like, she's basically talking about the double standards between men and women and like equality and whatever, and just basically saying like if she was a man, this is how different things would be for her. And so, I would be complex, I would be cool. They'd say I played the field before I found someone to commit to, and it would be okay for me to do, which is so true. Like, men can like date all the women they want and it's fine. And yet if a woman dates like X amount of men, she's a slut. Like, what is that? That's stupid. And then, she talks about she's so sick of running as fast as she can, wondering if she'd get there quicker if she was a man. And then she goes, I'm so sick of them coming at me again. And that line kind of broke me a little bit. I was like, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad for her. Like, everyone always hates on Taylor, and it's so, like, she's literally like the nicest person in the world. And like, I still need to do my video talking about why I love Taylor so much, because it goes way beyond just her music. Like, it's her as a person. And I have seen and heard enough from many, many people to know that, like, she is a genuinely nice, good person, and she does not deserve to get shit on as much as she does. So anyways, I'm gonna just like move along. But she, at one part, like for the bridge, she says the word bitch, and I lost my shit. Because honestly, like, Taylor, I never heard Taylor swear ever until Reputation. And that's where she says, if a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. And I died at that. Because like, you guys don't know this because I don't really do it on camera, but like, I do swear quite a bit. And so it was like so much more relatable, like hearing Taylor Swift swear. I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. And so yeah, hearing her swear again on this album, and then like when she was on Ellen and did her interview and Ellen asked what her favorite swear word was, and she like totally said the F word, but they bleeped her. And then in the deluxe version of the Lover album, there's like a voice memo of her working on the song Lover, and she's trying to play it for, I think it was Jack Antonoff, and she like screwed up on one of the notes on the piano, and she's like, oh, and she says like the F word, and I was like, damn, this is awesome. Like, you know, I mean, she's almost 30 years old, of course she swears. And what's funny is in the deluxe versions, you know, it has entries from her diaries, and like when she was 13 years old, she was like, she starts off this one journal entry saying, I was such a bitch today. And it's like, wow, you know, it's just, it's funny. So yeah, she goes, what's it like to brag about raking in dollars and getting bitches and models, and it's all good if you're bad, and it's okay if you're mad. If I was out flashing my dollars, I'd be a bitch, not a baller. They paint me out to be bad, so it's okay that I'm mad. I love that so much. It was a great song. And then there's The Archer, which we already knew. Like, it came out 2 months ago, I think. And I love that song so much. Like, I really relate to this song. And it's basically her, like, acknowledging that she has flaws. She's not a perfect person, because no one is. And that she's made mistakes, and, you know, she sometimes can be blamed for things, as we all can. No one's perfect. I think the lyrics in this that really resonate with me is the bridge when she says, they see right through me. Can you see right through me? I see right through me. And all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put me together again. Like, that lyric makes me cry every time, because sometimes that's how I feel with my health. Like, anyways, that lyric is just, I love that. Okay, I've lost my place here. Okay, so track number 6 is I Think He Knows, and this was a really cute song. I really, again, liked the musical arrangement on it. It's a very upbeat song, and I really liked his footprints on the sidewalk lead to where I can't stop. I go there every night. I think he knows. His hands around a cold glass make me want to know that body like it's mine. He got that boyish look that I like in a man. I'm an architect. I'm drawing up the plans. I'm like, damn, girl. And the chorus is so cute. Like, he got my heartbeat skipping down 16th Avenue. It's cute. So, like, you know, it's just basically saying, like, I need to tell him how I feel, but I think he already knows. And, you know, it's basically about her boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, really, but it could be about anyone that, like, has a crush or whatever can relate to it. Then there's Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Now, I'm going to be totally honest. When I first heard this song, I loved the musical arrangement of it. and the melody. Loved all that, but I really didn't get the lyrics because it sounds like she's talking about high school. And I was like, she's almost 30. Why is she talking about high school? Like, I didn't really understand where this was coming from. But, and I still don't think I fully understand it, but I do really like the song for its like musical arrangement in that, and the way that she sings the lyrics and everything. But I've heard from people that it's actually apparently a political song, and it's basically about politics, but using high school as a metaphor. I still don't fully understand it. No offense, Taylor. I still don't fully grasp it, but I like the song. Like, the thing about this album is there is really no songs on it that I hate. I love every track on this album, and I don't skip any songs at all. So I mean, it's amazing. Number 8 is Paper Rings. This is such a cute, fun song, and it's very punk rock to me anyways. It has a very punk rock feel. It very much reminds me of Avril Lavigne, like old Avril Lavigne. Not her newest album, but like her first and second album kind of thing. To me, it's got that punk rock feeling, and I love that. So it's different in that way for her. And there's a lot of words. It's very fast, but it's just so catchy. Like, you just can't help but dance to it. And it's very cute. And she's saying to her boyfriend, I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. I hate accidents, except when we went from friends to this. And she says, in paper rings, in picture frames, in dirty dreams. And I was like, Taylor's singing about sex again on this album. So anyways, it's just a very cute song. And again, wedding hints. And like, everyone's wondering if her and Joe are engaged, or if they've already like secretly married, or what the deal is there. Because this is like 2 songs now that are hinting at marriage. Then there is Cornelia Street, and this song really got me. And at first I thought she was saying, I never want Cornelia Street again. And so I was like, what happened on Cornelia Street? Like, I didn't fully understand, because the other lyrics in the song didn't sound bad or upsetting. So I was kind of confused. I'm like, why wouldn't she want Cornelia Street again? Like, what happened there? And then I realized I'd never walk Cornelia Street again. So basically, she's talking about all the amazing memories that she has with her boyfriend, like that they made while she was renting a house on Cornelia Street in New York. And she's basically saying, I hope I never lose you. I hope it never ends. I'd never walk Cornelia Street again. So she's saying, like, if they were to break up, she'd be so heartbroken that she could never walk on that street again, because everything there would remind her of him. And like, I've been there, like, I get that. So then it made more sense, and it's a beautiful song. And I really like when, after the bridge, she sort of does like a whispering sort of singing about the chorus. Like, she takes the chorus down, and it's just like her just singing, I hope I never lose you. And the way that she sings it, I start crying at that part. And then there is Death by a Thousand Cuts. And this is another fantastic song. And what I really love about this song, first off, is not only the lyrics, but the musical arrangement of this song, because it's got this cool like piano, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like this piano just like going like up and down like in the background. And at first I wasn't sure if I liked it, and then it was like, I was like, yes, I love that. I love the way that piano sounds in the back. And it's just, saying goodbye is death by a thousand cuts, flashbacks waking me up. I get drunk, but it's not enough, because the morning comes and you're not my baby. I walk through the windows of this love, even though we boarded them up. Chandeliers still flickering here, because I can't pretend it's okay when it's not. It's death by a thousand cuts. And what I love about this song, what my favorite part is the bridge is, I would say, the best bridge on this album, really. Like, she talked about, I think she said she really went to Bridge City on the Lover song. But honestly, I feel like Bridge City is in Death by a Thousand Cuts, because she's like, my heart, my hips, my body, my love, trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch. Gave up on me like I was a bad drug. Now I'm searching for signs in a haunted club. Our songs, our films, united we stand. Our country, guess it was a lawless land. Quiet my fears with the touch of your hand. Paper cut strings from our paper thin plans. My time, my wine, my spirit, my trust. Trying to find a part of me you didn't take up. Gave you too much, but it wasn't enough. But I'll be all right. It's just a thousand cuts. Like, that bridge, I was like, damn, that bridge. Oh my God. Like, I love it so much. And yeah. And so I later found out actually that she wrote this song about a movie. She likes, there's this song called Something Good or Someone Good. Is it Something Good or Someone Good? It's a Netflix movie. And funny enough, like, I have it on my list, on Netflix to watch. But I remember her saying that she loved this movie a lot when she was on Ellen, which obviously was an Easter egg now for this, one of her many Easter eggs. But she said that she really loved the movie and basically based this song off of that movie. So I thought that was cool. And then London Boy. So London Boy starts off with some like British guy talking, and I flipped out because at first I thought it was Joe Alwyn. Because I was just listening to the digital download first, because I didn't have my pre-order album hadn't arrived yet. Now I know that it's Idris Elba and James, when he was on the James Corden show. So I freaked out at first. I was like, oh my God, did she really have her boyfriend Joe speak on this album? But no, she did not. But it's really cute. And then it's just basically talking about like all the places that she's gone with her boyfriend Joe in London and the places that she likes. And it's just a really cute little love song. I love it. I think it's really adorable. You know, I love a London boy. I enjoy walking Camden Market in the afternoon. He likes my American smile like a child when her eyes meet. Darling, I fancy you. I was just like, this is so cute. It was such a cute song. Then came the Dixie Chick collab, and when I first saw that, like the track list, and I was like, oh my God, so she is collabing with the Dixie Chicks. This is going to be amazing. But then I remembered that there was a track that people that went to the secret session said, like, there was a track that was really, really sad, that they bawled their eyes out to the whole thing, and that Taylor couldn't even be in the room while it was playing because it was too difficult for her. And immediately people assumed that this was going to be a song about her mom's battle with cancer. And so we were like, oh my gosh. And so apparently people were originally saying it was track 10 that was the really sad one, which was Death by a Thousand Cuts. And so originally I was thinking, oh my God, like, yeah, that sounds sad or whatever. But apparently at the different secret sessions, like, they switched up the track listing so that people couldn't leak the track listing in order. So then when I was looking at it, I was like, but if there was a song about her mom's struggle with cancer, I would think that would be Soon You'll Get Better, because that just sounds like something like that, which is the Dixie Chicks song. But I was like, I was trying to figure out how the Dixie Chicks were going to play into that, because it seems like it would be a very personal song, and to have like Dixie Chicks singing a part or a verse or whatever on it, I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. So basically what happened was, the Dixie Chicks is her mom's favorite band. So that's why she asked them to be on the album. And basically, they just did backup vocals on it, which I thought made it a lot better. Like, it's just to have them on there for her mom. And they just did like the backing vocals on it. And they also played some instruments on it. I could tell because I could hear like, excuse me, I could hear like the mandolin, I think it was, and like the fiddle or something. So I was like, okay. Anyways, I bawled my eyes out on that track. It's she mentions in doctor's office lighting, I didn't tell you I was scared. Holy orange bottles. Each night I pray to you. Desperate people find faith. So now I pray to Jesus too. And it says, you know, soon you'll get better. Because you have to. And oh my goodness, what's going on with my voice? Sorry. I know delusion when I see it in the mirror. You like the nicer nurses. You make the best of a bad deal. I just pretend it isn't real. I hate to make this all about me, but who am I supposed to talk to? What am I supposed to do if there's no you? And I lost it there. Like I started crying right away, basically, but I really started bawling at that part. I felt bad. And apparently it was like, she presented the song to her family and they had like a family meeting and discussed it, and they all like collectively decided to put it on the album. And then, after I recovered from that, the next song was False God. And there were so many speculations about this song when everyone saw the title. People are like, what is this going to be about? False God. Like, you know, us people that believe in God were kind of like, what's this going to be? Like, I don't know what I'm going to feel like about this song. Excuse me. And so then there was like rumors going around. People were thinking maybe it was going to be something political. But it was, we were all completely off on this song. To put it bluntly, it's a song about sex. And like a sexual relationship and just love in general. And it's just basically, the chorus is, we might just get away with it. Religion's in your lips. Even if it's a false god, we'd still worship. We might just get away with it. The altar is my hips. Even if it's a false god. And we'd still worship this love. So it's just basically saying like, their love is sacred to them, and they worship their love, getting intimate and whatnot. And, you know, but essentially like their love is a false god because obviously it's not actually God. I was just like completely thrown. And the song is very like, gives me Sade kind of feels. It's very sultry. And it's got saxophone, and it's very like, jazzy, I guess you could say. It's very jazzy. I don't know. I was like, this is very different for Taylor, but I love it. Like, it's honestly one of my favorite songs just because of how like different and like sultry and just like sexy. And I don't know. I really like that song. Then the next one is You Need to Calm Down, which has been out for a couple of months now. It's a great song. It came out in June, I think, for Pride Month. And, you know, it's just talking about haters and trolls on the internet, people that protest, you know, gay marriage and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a really, I love that song. It's really nice and upbeat. I sang it on my channel. You've heard it. If you haven't heard me singing it, I'll link it for you guys to go and see my cover of it. But yeah, I love that. Then came Afterglow, and Afterglow, for some reason, I thought that was going to be the sex song on the album because Afterglow, but it's actually about having, like, owning your part in a relationship. So, like, you know, if you have a disagreement or an argument, but you're the one to blame in this scenario. It's just like apologizing to your partner. It's basically a song like apologizing to her partner for hurting them and stuff like that. And a big part of this, like, I actually really get emotional with this song because we've all been there. And you know, it's a horrible feeling when you know that you've hurt someone you love. And a relatable lyric to me is when she says, "Hey, it's all me in my head." And I think a lot of girls can relate to that because a lot of girls are very in their head, and you like overanalyze stuff, and then like it's just you get like these insecurities in relationships and stuff. So I feel like I just really related to that, and so this song really like gets me emotional. Then there's Me, which I did my reaction to that whole song music video on my channel, and I'll link that for you guys as well. So I don't think I really need to elaborate on that. I still like the song. I know it's not the best song on the album, but I still like it. I think it's a really fun, cute song. I'm disappointed they removed the "Hey Kid" spelling is fun. I don't know why people bitched about that so much, because personally I thought it was really hilarious. I just thought it was funny. And the song isn't supposed to be taken seriously, so I like that. We're getting down to the last two. So It's Nice to Have a Friend. Gonna be honest again, my first listen to It's Nice to Have a Friend, I wasn't sure what to make of it because, again, it was something very, very different. There was steel drums. It was very simple melodies. There wasn't really a chorus. It was just like 3 verses, essentially. I would say the chorus is just her repeating "It's nice to have a friend." I did like the lyrics in the verse. And again, there's a wedding reference where it says, the last verse is, "Church bells ring, carry me home, rice on the ground, looks like snow, call my bluff, call you babe, have my back, yeah, every day feels like home, stay in bed the whole weekend." So I flipped at that verse because I was like, again, are they hinting at being married? But anyways, it was a great, but what I was unsure about was the fact that it was very short, and I wasn't sure on the musical arrangements of it. But now that I've had a couple of listens to it, it's actually one of my favorite songs on the album because of the simplicity of it. And it gets caught in my head. Like, I'll hear it in my head like several times a day. I just think it's really sweet. Like, the first verse to me is about when you find that friend in elementary school. And then I would say the second one is like maybe when you're a teenager and you have that first love. And then the last verse is like, marriage. And I really like it. And then I found out that the steel drums as well as the backing vocals were done by a music school here in Toronto. And I was like, that's awesome. And apparently the royalties from that go to fund the program at the school. So I was like, that just makes it even better to know that. And then the final track, and so like I actually kind of get emotional sometimes on It's Nice to Have a Friend because it's just so simple. It has this very haunting feeling to it. It always gives me chills. So I really love that song now. And then the final song is Daylight, and ooh, this song was the best song she could ever pick to close out an album. It seems like it just ties together everything, and it has closure, and it makes me very emotional, this song. And for me, where I really started crying was towards the end of the song, when she says, you got to step into the daylight and let it go, just let it go and let it go. And when I first, like, because I had just had like a week from hell and I was already emotional, like just hearing her saying those words about like, just step into the daylight and let it go, I just sobbed. And I was like, oh my God. And then she talks at the end. She talks at the end, and it sounds almost like she's talking on the phone, and she says, I want to be defined by the things that I love, not the things that I hate, not the things I'm afraid of, the things that haunt me in the middle of the night. I just think that you are what you love. And I was just like, oh my God. And I love the chorus. It says, I don't want to look at anything else now that I saw you. I don't want to think of anything else now that I thought of you. I've been sleeping so long in a 20-year dark night, and now I see daylight. I only see daylight. And I was like, lyrical goddess, just lyrical genius. So that is one of my favorite songs on the album. It's really hard to pick a favorite song, honestly, because every song is brilliant. Like, I love every single song on this album, but I really, like, just depending on my mood is what my favorite is. But I love Daylight. I really sort of gravitate towards that one for a ballad. And I also still really love the Archer and Lover. And I like It's Nice to Have a Friend. So ballad-wise, I like those. Upbeat stuff, I really love Paper Rings. It makes me want to dance every time. And I Forgot That You Existed is just a fun, catchy song. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up this album review. I just have to say I love it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed listening to my thoughts on this album. I absolutely love it. Taylor, you have outdone yourself again. If you're watching this, like, this album is going to be the soundtrack to my life for the next however long this album is around, until the next album you put out. I just love it, and I can't wait for tour. I know you said that it might still be a while before tour comes, which in a way is good because I can save up my money for it, but I can't wait for tour. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye!